Hello everybody, my name is Edward Ryer. I'm the creative maestro and CEO of Lingual Jams. Today I'm here to have a conversation here with my friend Jesse. I'm going to let you ask me the first question and we're just going to take this as it comes.
Awesome. First question. What is AI?
AI is basically a computer tool that we have right now that is hyper intelligent, and it's integrated into pretty much every aspect of society you can think of, whether it be art, music, just kind of automation of various systems. And it is playing a pretty big role in Lingual Jams and me getting this started as well. So I think it's important that we allow some questions into what that means to Lingual Jams.
Okay. Second question. What is Lingual Jams?
Lingual Jams is a music and language combined program where we pair music with language learning to make it easy for people to really pick up language quickly, because at its core, learning is generally done through repetition, and repetition is really what makes it sink in. So that's really what the core of it is. But beyond that, it's community. It's getting everyone involved to grow their love for art and music through a community setting that's fun for everybody.
Okay. Third question. Has AI made running a business or starting a business easier or harder?
That's both, I would say. Honestly, it's both, because AI as a tool has really helped me navigate a lot of complex things that I have no knowledge on. I have no knowledge of law, and that's really intimidating. It's huge because there's so much involved that I don't know anything about. So it's really allowed me to try to get over some of these humps, if you will, to tackle that. I'm going to be honest with you, the translation as well probably wouldn't be possible without me having a tool like AI to bounce off of. And then for the songs themselves, I'm writing the lyrics and then taking the lyrics and handing it over to AI to produce the melodies, the vocals, and all the variations in between. So actually AI as a tool for Lingual Jams is massive. It's the only reason that I can do what I'm doing right now. If I was in any other point in time in history, this shit wouldn't happen. It would not happen. So it's huge, but also at the same time that brings risks to myself when I'm navigating all these different things that I don't know anything about. It is at my own fault if I'm led astray on anything that it hands me and it's not correct. So at the end of the day, it's a double-sided situation. So it's duality at its finest. Yes, it's good, but it's also bad.
Cool. Fourth question. How is AI influencing creative industries like art, music, and storytelling?
Well, that's a very heavy topic, one that obviously everyone has a very, every right to feel strongly about. Especially, I would say, the art, like physical digital art industry, the animation industry. I still don't think it's hitting the music industry as hard as those two, but animation, like digital art, that space is unfortunately going to be detrimentally hurt by AI, because it's giving these large corporations, whatever corporation you can even think of, a way to do this very, very cheap. The shift from a physical medium for art to a digital medium for art is going to hurt the industry as a whole, especially the artists. Many of them, I can understand they're feeling ripped off because it's learning from existing art and taking existing art, sometimes without permission. So I absolutely empathize for the entirety of the art community, whether it be the digital medium or even the music medium. Like it's all in the long run going to be hurt by it. But hopefully, I'm hoping that with Lingual Jams, we give the community some ways to come back a little bit by promoting live music in the future, by letting artists create album covers, because we're going to have placeholder album covers, but we want all that to be gone. We want real art for our album covers. I would love to believe that the animation industry and the digital art industry could thrive with using people as its main hub, but unfortunately, I don't think that's the future. What else do I want to say here? Oh God, I just broke the conversation. All right, so I would like to believe that these companies could realize the importance of human touch, because at the end of the day, no matter what art medium you're talking about, it has so much, it really has so much emotion poured into it and so much deeper meaning to the artists when they're doing it. And that's nothing that AI could ever replicate. And that's very easily shown in music, by far the easiest. Because when you go to a concert, you literally feel every emotion that's coming through with the live performance. And it's a different experience for both the audience and the artist. For the artist who is playing the music live, that performance becomes like almost a state of meditation or Zen, if you want to put it that way. But it becomes so much more to them because they're connecting to the music in such a profound way that a computer would never even get close to replicating it. And I do believe that same exact thing exists for artists who are drawing or painting or doing digital art, because whether the audience can actually hear that or not is absolutely moot. It doesn't matter, because the artist is feeling and experiencing through the art. So that is nothing that AI could ever replicate, and it is a shame that it's going to go the way it is. And I empathize. I deeply empathize to the art community. So please, when you're looking at Lingual Jams and really understanding what it is, know that I care, and it's community first.
All right. Now, a little more about Lingual Jams. How do you expect Lingual Jams to reach out and just gauge people? What would you expect people to do?
But I'm hoping that when they see the kind of community involvement that we're actually shooting for, that they'll step into the creative space, the artist space. And that's really the other big demographic that I really, really, really hope comes into the fold in a big way in this. I'm inviting everyone into writing roles, into art roles, designing covers, that sort of thing, and rewarding them for it. So in that case, that's kind of the overview for students. Also, it will appeal to teachers. So when teachers come to this space, they're going to be like, okay, we have a perfect setting to build up my student base, and I'm inviting them all to take advantage of that by networking with the people that come to our website, showcase their teaching skills, their teaching style. We have rating systems, so the community will know how good they are. And honestly, they'll be able to reward people directly. If they feel like their student's doing really well, guess what? You can award that person, hand them a badge with the title on it to show that that person is doing really well in their class. So we're folding that. That's how a teacher would see it. And then lastly, the last category of people that I feel that will fall into this is linguists. People that just love language. I'm going to learn as many languages as I can, that sort of thing. That might not be me. I'm a student, actually. I'm a student. But the linguist who knows like a million different languages will come into this and say, hey, I can get recognized for my language skills in the same way that everyone else will get recognized. And they will be able to contribute audits. And that means that over time, the versions of the music we have is going to get updated, modified, and improved. So that also be very appealing to them, because they'll be able to flex that language muscle and show the community just how good they are. And I think that really kind of gets most of the groups, if you will.
Yeah, no, that does. And lastly, question for you. Personally, how do you feel about AI, and where do you plan on taking AI to the next step?
Okay, so those are almost two separate questions.
Those are, I apologize.
So I want to start with where I want to use AI first, because that last one is such a loaded question that I feel so deeply about.
No problem.
So where do I see AI being used in the future of Lingual Jams? So here's the breakdown, real basic. So we're going to have users submitting their lyrics and voting on those songs to get picked for our library. We will be utilizing AI to produce the melodies for the songs. Now, I want everyone to remember, first off, that we're not trying to replace real artists here, but I am not a multi-billionaire, and the kind of money it would take to have everyone perform live versions of these songs is just completely incomprehensible, unrealistic, and out of the question. We cannot do that, and I don't have the money or the funds, and maybe never will. But my point is, that is really where AI will be used in the future in Lingual Jam going onwards, because what this is supposed to be is a growing community of active participants that's participating in the translation of the music. So when people are submitting their tracks, the community will step in for the auditing. I had to use AI to help me initially. I'm not lying about that. That's the truth. But going forward, there's no reason why we'll have to use AI for any form of language translation, because we'll have a whole community behind us. And that's really where the use of AI will end. I will admit, maybe for marketing up front, because I don't have a lot of money and tools right now, I may have to lean on AI a little bit for marketing. But once I'm not poor anymore, that's not needed. I can pay people to do that when I have the money. But that's really the extent of use for AI for Lingual Jams. And that's the end of that. But the next question is honestly a very big topic, because this is really going to tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to tell you right now. How do I feel about AI? AI is a two-sided tool. And unfortunately, the people who have a lot of money generally only care about money and greed. But personally, I'm going to tell you this. We all have the opportunity to use AI as a tool for learning, a tool that can help guide us through things that we don't know a whole lot about. So, if in fact we take the time to learn what is being given to us from the AI, whether that be law or mathematics or science or any kind of information, we can take that and learn from it. We don't have to lean on it. We don't have to use it as a crutch. We can use AI to grow, and I personally have experienced that through the process of making Lingual Jams. You absolutely can grow. You absolutely can improve through the use of AI. All of society has that opportunity to grow. So what I'm proposing is that society uses AI as a teacher and not as a crutch. That's the first part of what I had to say about this. This is the second part of what I have to say about this. And it's very unfortunate. Unless something drastic changes in our future, we are going to be in a very bad spot. A very bad spot as a culture, as a people, as a world. And I'm deathly afraid of that. I'm not going to go into too many details here, but you just need to understand that if greed is ruling our future, we all fail. It's game over for all of us. And that's scary to me, and it should be scary to everyone.
So it's a future of either Back to the Future or Skynet.
Yes, so I am terrified of our future because we have too many greedy people in power. And that's the bottom line of it. I will go into no more detail than that. But instead of, like I said, instead of using AI as a crutch, people, we need to use it as a teacher. And that's where we all win together. And that's where Lingual Jams win together. If you're willing to do that with me, if you're willing to grow with this company, then we can do something actually bigger than probably ever done before by any creative endeavor. Lingual Jams has the power to be one of the largest communities of art, music, linguists, everything coming together perfectly. This can be something truly unbelievable. And I'm inviting you to do that with me. So where I understand people are going to be upset by the use of AI, we can do something great. Let's do something great together.
Awesome.